Hello and welcome to episode 40 of our Timberborn Update 5 Waterbeaver playthrough here in cycle 44, day 6. And last time we finally got our high temperature foundry up and running, making glass panes and now silicon metal ingots. Go ahead and hide this thing so I can actually see the screen. And got a couple other things planted as well, like these giant sequoias here. Currently 64% on this tree. Actually, pretty much most of them are 63, 64. So sometime this episode, maybe, we'll get these cut down and can start turning them into other fun stuff. But to do that, we have to have the advanced sawmill, which requires 1000 HP. Fortunately, we have the materials necessary to build this, except for the big logs from the sequoia trees. But the challenge is going to be making sure we have enough power and that we have enough space for this bad boy. Because you look at the size of this thing. Like there's a couple spots to put it, but if we want to keep everything relatively in the same general area, we're going to have to do a little bit of terraforming here. And by terraforming, I mean blasting a whole lot of dynamite, which we already don't have. Just to make sure. Oh, good. There's more than one power inlet. That was always a huge problem before, but I digress. We're going to go ahead and keep on keeping on here. And there is something that we need to address immediately, and that is when we go to put the abyss exploration things in. I can't place this, obviously, but how this building works is I've been educated on this now. See? the building gets placed on the actual underground mine, and then on top of this building, again, I can't place this because I don't have the science to unlock it, but on top of that building, you have other buildings that go in like this, and if you noticed, the backs of these actually have, in some cases, doors, in some cases, other things they have to have access to, power, etc. So we definitely want to be able to access all of that. So what we're going to need to do is figure out a way to get around the outside. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff, right? And I can't possibly know all of it, so I do appreciate you guys keeping me honest on it. But there's at least one or two. I think was the tourism center. Yes, this guy's got a power thing on the back, and it's going to have access when it goes in. So what I'm going to do for right now, since there's pretty much no chance whatsoever that this gets completed anytime soon, I'm going to go ahead and just say, all right, let's start from scratch with getting this thing situated. Because what we do not want to do is we do not want to block ourselves in. It actually looks like this specific hole was made in mind, since, the guy that made the map actually made the mod too. You take a look at this other one over here. It's got a similar pattern around it, so if we would have just followed that and used our reasoning skills, then maybe we wouldn't have been in such a weird position here. But fortunately, we caught it before this dirt was actually finished. So again, it's very hard for me to actually, sit here and explain how this works because it kind of has to fit somewhere. But that's basically what we're at. I don't know if you can see, it's at the very bottom there, so that is why, ostensibly, this has this cutout here. We can pick any side we want, and there's other stuff to do as well. But what we'll end up doing, probably, is instead, and God help me if I get this wrong again, just put in a little bit like this. Just to start. So we start separating things out. And then eventually we'll be able to come back in and finish the rest of this. But I'm putting these platforms here so they can actually access stuff without being in the bad water. And that is the thing that's going to cause us the most pain and suffering. So, I think I've got it. I don't know. It's very hard for me to understand when people are telling me how to do things. I know it's like, why are you playing the video games? Look, we're here having a good time. We're trying to, at least. So I'm like 90% sure this has to go in like this in these corners here. So, but I also, like, people said, oh, they've got to have paths connected on the back, but none of these have doors on the back. They're all on the inside. So, I mean, like, what's up with that? What are we supposed to do? This has, of course, the entrance. So, but, like, it's underground, and this is underground, and I'm assuming it's supposed to be underground based on how this map is laid out. So, yeah, that is why I'm just gonna do these around the outside like this, and then that's just gonna have to be good enough until we can figure out what is going on with this. We also don't need them in the corners, which people decided was a good thing to remind me about, so appreciate that as always. What we can do as a result of that now is... yeah, not gonna be able to get over this. See, it's just hard. Hard to get all of this situated correctly because of the way this is laid out. And I don't think it's gonna let me... No, it's not gonna let me at all. So this, unfortunately, is only gonna be able to build part of it. Not like it was gonna get done anytime soon anyway, right? So, but anyway, I just want the record to state that we have, quote-unquote, fixed this. At least for the time being. And we'll let them take care of that. Now, since we have all of this, well, none of this dirt, because we were using it to fill in terrain that we didn't want to fill in, we need to go ahead and come back to our friend, the clay pit, because one of those other things you can do is pan for gold. And what that does is, first of all, I have to remember where in the world the clay pit is in this. Yeah, you take 100 dirt, spend an hour doing it, and you get gold, which we need to have in order to use some of these advanced technologies later on. Somewhere, one of these has gold in it, but I've been warned that this is something we need to actually do. So I'm gonna set this guy onto clay pit gold panning duty, which is going to give us gold dust, and then we have to turn that gold dust into gold bars. Or, yeah, well, okay, the game does call them gold bars in the factory, which we are not yet able to do. But at the very least, we can do that, and I will go ahead and figure out what building can actually hold the gold dust, and it's going to be a pile, looks like. So, yet another pile gets added to our area over here. I'll just pop that right there. Again, it has to be gold dust because that's what comes out of there. And it looks like our dynamite's ready to go here. This, of course, being used to hold metal blocks, and then we're probably going to want to have another couple storages over here. Also got a question in the comments saying, why don't you just put ladders in front of the doorways and you can just stack them infinitely high? Well, the idea is you don't want to use a lot of these because each one of these is 4 metal blocks, which might not seem like much when you have 400, but we're going to need those in a big way before too long. So we're going to leave those alone. I just want to make sure we can actually have enough metal storage lined up here. And I think these ones on the outside, since this isn't full yet, I'm going to do a coal storage, I'm going to do an iron storage, and then at the top here we can have another metal storage. Just want to make sure we have some sort of storage up here for when we are... Actually, this is coal and scrap metal, I'm sorry. So that instead of iron ore is going to be scrap metal. I always forget how they make things in this. So, now that we have that out of the way, there's a bunch of stuff you guys have left some comments on in the past several episodes that we are still trying to get around to doing. I promise you, we're going to try and do as much as we can. It's just not always a fast process. And by not always, I mean it's never a fast process. So, another thing we need to do that I completely forgot about is we need to have a gatherer's flag or a harvester's office or something for them to gather these grapes. This is a lumberjack barn. Man, that was a delayed sound effect. And then, oh, we can get rid of these tank showers too. That was another thing people left comments about, like, hey, why do you have tank showers? You don't need those. I'm like, all right. Well, anyway, this gatherer's flag here has been sneakily grabbing some grapes for us. So I didn't think it was a problem because we were actually, you know, processing them into wine. But we need somebody else to be doing that who's not all the way over there. And it would probably benefit us to have a harvester's office taking care of a lot of it too. So I think what we're going to need to do is one of these medium piles is going to have to go away. And what we'll put in its place is instead... okay, harvester's office. Oh, I forgot. That's a 2x3 building. Okay, the plot thickens. Well, alright, I guess we don't need to worry about that anymore. I'll just put... I always want to open the food menu for that. Harvester's Cottage also would allow us to put upgrades on top of it, but at this point in time, I am just really disinterested in trying to figure that stuff out. So I'm going to put a harvester's office right here so they can take care of harvesting our grapes for us. And then the wine cellar can turn... Actually, no. The grapes first have to be taken all the way over here to our screw presses and then turned into grape juice. And then the grape juice has to go back to the winery to get turned into wine. And then that has to go over to the distillery to get turned into strong alcohol. And then we can use it for stuff. Multi-step process. So much fun. But I digress. We have... still so much to get to. Specifically, since we are in the process of building the assembly line, and by in the process, I mean absolutely nothing has occurred, I've been told this consumes a lot of gears. And we currently only have 153. We have a storage, well, that's what we have storage for. And I don't think our current production of gears is adequate. So if we go in here, take a look at our mechanics lodges. They're all making... Actually, one of them is making still the mechanical drill blueprint. Don't need that. Gears. We have 4 of these making gears. They are here, 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 and here. So they're actually only in 2 main spots, but we need to have a lot of gear production in a way that is actually going to be sustainable here. So robot part going there. We do have some gear storage here, I know, but it's not going to be enough. At least production-wise. So, we're going to have to figure out if there is a way, and I don't expect this to work. Nope, there's no way that was going to work. Not even the skewer platform? For shame. I know, I've been told how this works. The skewer overhang platform is it has to have part of the bars here have to actually touch something stable. Then we also have the bridge platform, which would be cool if that was a little cheat code here, but it's not. And then, of course, we have these giant pillars and so on and so forth from our giant sequoias that we are eventually, maybe, going to have. I just need to have somewhere that's going to make the pomade gears, and I am actually kind of aghast that it's not possible in any other building to construct gears. Like, why? Why is it like this? Why is it like this? Like, even, like, the assembly line would be, like, a perfect thing to have gears. I mean, all right. I guess I probably know why it's like this, and that is to make it just obscenely difficult to get, like, anything accomplished in this mod. But I digress. Let's go ahead and take some of these trees out, because I want to start building more stuff in here. Every click in this playthrough is a journey because of the lag that has started happening when you have 500 beavers doing all sorts of nonsense. So I'm going to take these trees out eventually once they get around to building this. And then I think what we're going to end up having to do is put a bunch of these, what are these things called? Gear factories, whatever. And I'm going to start in this area right here. And of course that is a building that is in where? Mechanics Lodge, is that under science? Yes it is, okay. I can flip these so they're not quite so ridiculous looking, and I also don't have to wait for that tree to be gone. And then I imagine at some point in the future we'll get that figured out. But that's going to be making gears, and that's going to be making gears, and they're going to be in relatively close proximity. So that's going to be nice. Foundry is currently attempting to make silicon metal ingots, but it is missing... Of all things, it's missing coal. And these aren't going because... Oh no, that's going. Okay. We have drill bits. We're continuously making drill bits. I probably need a third factory, but at this point we have other things that are maybe a little bit more important to take care of. We also have the super irrigation fertilizing water tower bath, or whatever that thing's called. Close enough. And if I can find a good place to put one of these... Now you can put these on top of crops. You just have to be able to... Okay, maybe not the grapes. But you just have to be able to find a way to get the beavers into this. Into the entranceway. So that's kind of a challenge. But I believe if I am smart about how I put this in, I think this will fit right here in this corner, except there's currently a building there, so it's not going to let me... It lets me do this, which is, quite frankly, pretty absurd to have the corner of this not even on anything. But I guess I guess that's just what it wanted to do. So 67%, that's going along. Let's go ahead and turbo speed this thing. There's another building we have to make to harvest the giant sequoias, and that is the giant sequoia feller, which is right here. 300 science we have, don't need to worry about that. But this is a pretty big one. It's got to go... Actually, it doesn't say it has to go on top of a... what do you call it? Land. So, what I think we can do really, really easily here. Take our platforms. And by the platforms, I mean the crappy platforms. Almost called them crapforms. So, now you know the mental state I am dealing with today. And every day. But this guy right here is pretty much a perfect location for that, over a disused space. And what these guys will do is they will cut down the giant sequoias when they are 100%. And this will store, what, like 4 logs, I think? Okay, well it doesn't say, but it's either, it's like 4 or 5. It's not a lot, but, I mean, these are big trees. You get 2 logs, I think, from each tree. And then once you have storage for these, you can do whatever you want with them. You just have to have somewhere to store them, and there has to be someone to cut them down when that's ready to go. So I'm going to preemptively mark all of these for cutting, just so we don't find ourselves in a surprise of, oh, they've been grown for 2 cycles now and you didn't notice. Anyway, so that'll take care of that. Why is this... Okay, that's just leftover grapevine stuff that doesn't actually need to be there. I'll just in case. I think if any part of the tree is touching it, then it'll count as being cuttable, but now that is good to go. This, of course, is waiting behind probably all of these water... But what are they building that's so stinking important? I do not remember. This little disaster zone mess here is a whole thing. Did they actually start putting the dirt back for any of these? No, it doesn't seem like it, so... I guess that dirt went to gold panning. Maybe. Alright, well, I guess maybe. Maybe we'll have gold dust at some point. Once they prioritize by haulers. Once again. Oh boy, so much to keep up with. It's like drinking through a fire hose. We have a lot of the coal going out to trade for foreign food, which we cannot keep in stock. So I guess that's fine that we keep doing that. The beavers are eating it. Like, what are they actually building? I really wish I could have the game just tell me. Because I do not remember what I put in last episode and what they have been working on. Oh, neat. Dynamite is looking pretty ready to go. So in the interest of actually getting more lotus flowers, because we do really need those, just blast that away and then plant a couple more of these while we wait for those other bits to come in. So we've actually increased our lotus flower planting a pretty good bit by deepening this. Rice has seemed to kind of stabilize, so I think we're probably okay on that. We just have a ravenous need for lotuses. And I don't know that we can actually take care of it. Now, there was another idea. Somebody posted in the comments saying, hey, plant your rice over here and just have this entire area be for lotus flower production. And I think as we move forward, that might be a good idea. I just need to maybe put a farmhouse or two. But there's so much stuff that has to get built. Anything else that I place now, unless I just super prioritize it immediately, is not going to get done. It just isn't going to get done. Just kind of weird. That's the way it is. Again, I really do not know. I guess they're focusing on the assembly line. But yeah, there's just so much going on. I really don't know. So, other industrial buildings, we have the clockwork hydroponic farms. The suggestion has been made that the sunflower farm be the first one we do, and I think that is a smart choice. Because we really, really, really need sunflower oil to do literally anything. So that's going to be a whole thing. We don't have 2000 science yet, which is fine. And then that, for the sake of actually connecting to power, is probably going to end up going back here. And I'm going to end up stacking them just as soon as we have mega platforms, which, surprise, surprise, take giant logs, which, well, nobody's actually surprised about. But, see if I can get this to actually show you what this looks like. Yeah, so it's a, what is this, 5x5? Yeah. 5x5 building. There is a power connection somewhere. I actually don't know where it is, because I think this is slightly different from the last version. Oh, is it on the front? Oh, well, that's, alright. Well, we'll have to figure that out. We have some time, though, because... to make this work, I've got to have... Why is this one 1,000, this one's 2,000, this one's 1,500, this one's 1,000, this one's 2, this... Okay, well, it's fine. But you see that 1,000 water building cost? Well, I think that's probably because they don't actually require water when in use. And as a consequence of that, I guess that just had to get balanced out, but we are going to need to increase our water pumping, which I've been trying to do. Oh, I guess they built these. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to put in the deep water pumps because, oh, well, they can't really pump all the time if they don't have... Yeah, but it's more important to have something going than it is to have something that is perfect. What is it? City Planner Plays always says, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Or good enough, or whatever. I forget exactly what it is he says. But that is usually pretty good advice, depending on what you're doing. Maybe if you're, you know, conducting open heart surgery, maybe don't just say, oh, it's good enough. No, you got to be right. You got to be right, or bad things are going to happen. But for the purpose of playing the Beaver game, I don't think we need to be worried that much about it. So... moving on from this, this lumberjack flag has nothing to do, so that can go away. And we really, again, with the giant sequoia logs, we really need to be thinking about a place to put an advanced sawmill. Once everything gets connected here, and man, I wish I had so much more dynamite than I already do, because this would be so easy. So easy if I had access to other stuff. I guess... the way this is looking, it probably is going to be easiest to just blast down an area like this right here and take a look at power connections on the back like that. Nothing on the side if I want to have the access be whatever. Because I actually think maybe if there's not trees in the way, maybe it'll actually have a little bit of leeway with the legs there. That would be quite nice, actually. We can kind of test that out a little bit in a place that has slight elevation changes. But it doesn't seem... okay, so the corner, it'll let me do the corner. Like that, kind of like this here, but it's a very specific type of, okay, you can get away with doing this, that I guess probably has more to do with our trees present than anything else. See, because that's not going to work. I don't know. I guess it has to be completely perfectly flat, and I just completely lost my mind, but... oh, I still have that turned off. 74, so we have... math, 12 and a half days. Which is probably going to be the start of cycle 45. depending on when the drought starts, could have another couple days and then maybe a 9-day drought. I think most of this stuff is improving to the point where we don't really need to be that worried about it. We've got 6 silicon metal ingots. That is going to be useful when you start making solar cells for the solar array, which is made in the something. We'll figure it out. Yeah, we kind of just have to wait for stuff to get... Ah, it's a bad tide. Okay. Well, speaking of bad tides, I guess this is a good time to address the many comments we've gotten about why don't you just divert all this bad water off the map? Well, there's this little thing called power production that we've got going on over here, and if we diverted it off the map, we wouldn't make any power. And, oh wow, we actually aren't making enough. Okay, so now it's probably time to put in another, Alright, okay. Alright, okay, let's do this. We have all of these beavers that aren't working, right? So we'll put in lumberjack flags here, and let's just get all of these trees removed. This entire thing. I know they can't reach all the way over there, but... Well, actually, they kind of can. Get all these trees out of here. And then I'm just going to start making large water wheels here. Because this is always going to have something going out. I know this isn't... It's not straight or whatever, but... I think it's going to be worth our while to have power here. I'm not going to put the little tiny water wheels because these are great. 300 HP. That is the way to do it, folks. And I think I can get away with being smart about this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so this is already 4 wide. Okay, that works. We just have to figure out how many places I can get away with putting stuff here. Maybe, maybe open this up a tiny bit. But for the time being, we just need to start generating more power, and then that would also solve the problem of where to put the advanced sawmill. That would go quite nicely right up against... Yeah, that would go great right up against the back of a water wheel. Ooh, but they're not quite spaced. I know you don't have to connect all of them, but it would be really funny if the space between the two connectors was 4 blocks. 4 blocks in between. Because then you could just hook them up directly to 2 of the large water wheels. Well, the way this is set up, we could still do that if we left a space in between. Actually, the space in between probably could be used for a power shaft vertically, which, you know what, would not surprise me, given the very intentional design of the entirety of this mod, if that's what was put in place, so you could stack these things. Yeah, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and assume now that that is what was intended when designing. So you can feel free to debunk it if you want, but if you didn't come up with that, then, you know, just take it, because the rest of the design of this mod is really, really smart, and it would not surprise me if that's what you intended. Okay, we got dirt going there. We actually do have some gold dust. Is this still, still going? I guess there's not enough dirt. 100 dirt to 1 gold dust. But we have 3. We have 3, and that's more than 0. And, oh, 100 of them turn into 1 gold bar. Okay. Alright, that's going to cause some problems for us here. Well, at any rate, we'll figure it out. You know what I forgot? You know what I forgot like 2 episodes ago? I was going to put a giant water tank in here. And I just left this alone. I just completely left it alone. Well, at some point we'll have to actually build that then, won't we? 1.1 days left. We've got less than 5,000 water. That's not great. See, I thought that this was really going to help having all this, but I guess they don't really have anywhere to put this, do they? They got a full storage here, just about full. So they're going to need to have, I can't put a giant tank here, I don't have enough room. But they really could benefit from having some water storage. So I guess we'll do that. And then there was another project I wanted to do a couple episodes ago. I had this sitting in my notes this whole time. Right here would be perfect place to have a dam, so that, you know, the bad water can't come through here. They can't reach that spot. They can't reach that spot. They can't reach that spot. But they can reach that spot. In fact, I'll go ahead and just put it here. But that is like a last-second insurance policy to make sure we can actually, you know, not have bad water coming through here. Too late for it now. But go ahead and start the process of diverting our water here. And then just flip that. I know we have half a day left, but I know I'm going to get distracted and it's going to be a problem. So this one I will wait to close, but I just wanted to make sure we didn't have any splashback problems. So now, oh, you're getting rid of 4/10 of a day worth of water. Like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. We have 5,400 right now, and I know that's not perfect, but we can keep pumping out a pretty decent amount of this. And don't forget, these are now deep water pumps versus the regular water pumps from the last bad tide. And of course, these are still being constructed. Surprise, surprise, they need sunflower oil, which we do not have. But I digress. We have 0.2 of a day. We'll just keep this thing locked on here until the bad tide starts, and then we'll shut it, and there will be 0 problems. Hopefully. And then, however long the bad tide is, if it's long, okay, we're gonna need to figure something out, but I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. All right, there's those double zeros, and the sun comes up, and it is an 8-day bad tide, and this is shut. No pollution whatsoever. And look how quickly that turns to that nasty red. 8 days. We are going to run out of water, and it is not going to be a fun time. But we are, at the very least, more equipped to handle stuff here. We've got... wow, we got 7 pumpers. 7 pumpers. Going to no storage, but they can at least pump. And that's going to be nice. So these are all taken care of over here. I guess we don't really need to worry about the rest of this, but at some point we might need to. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place one of these platforms here and see, first of all, how many of these blueprints we have for the giant water wheels. This floodgate dam. Oh, we almost made a mistake. Placing that before duplicating those. I have 23 of them that aren't fancified, which is kind of weird, but let's have this guy make some fancified. Large water wheel, there we go. Because we have a bunch of them. But as long as we have some in storage that we can actually use, it's not going to be an issue. So that will go there. And then, like I said, if we leave a space here, it's really not going to be that big of a deal, and I think it probably would make more sense to do this anyway. But we can go ahead and build another one right here, and then, well, actually, if we want, we can. It doesn't quite match up. I'm not going to worry about it. I was going to say, oh, we can get a little funky here, but sometimes that is not advisable. We'll go ahead and just put those there. Have a way to get across here to have the other side. And then a tall platform here to take care of that. I don't think the water going around this is going to be a problem, but feel free to disagree. I'm probably not going to change it. Yeah, let's go ahead. Bridges. Bridges-wise, I've got enough to make it work. These are the same height, right? You have a 3 and a 2. I'll just do that so they have the ability to walk across here. And then access to that. These two are out. I don't think we really need to be that worried about it. And then yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that. Let's take these paths out completely here and take a look at our advanced sawmill placement. Beautifully and perfectly lining up just like this. 500 science points. We'll go ahead and get that guy hooked up, ready to go. These 4 wheels should have no problem making 1,000 HP, and we'll, of course, eventually, TM, get those tied in. But for right now, I just want to make sure this is going to be going. And what we'll do is just bring that all the way over there. This takes direct storage of the giant sequoia logs. It'll take 4 of them. What do we need? What do we need more than any other thing to build our next thing? Well, some of these don't even have to have them cut to begin with. The hauling tower will take the full logs, but some of these, like this abyss exploration, does require the half-cut logs for the elevator. We're still super far away from this, right? But we do want to make sure that we can plan for such things. So, storage-wise, wait, that's advanced worm storage. Piles, giant log storage. That's what I was saying. You know what? We could just put this right here. But I don't think it's going to allow me to put it directly in the way. No, it won't. Nor will it fit there because it's too close to the building, but that might work. Let's move this away like so. Give it one more square. Do we really need to build this at this exact moment? No, but I want to make sure we had a spot for it. So that'll be more giant log storage. Not to be confused, not to be confused with this guy, the giant sequoia feller. Because, well, this can store some, but the other one is just storage. This actually employs the guy. 86%, and this is waiting on literally everything because why? That's a very good question. We have all this other stuff for... Wait, we have a higher amount of water that we started the bed tide with. 5,500, okay. That works. All of this mess is dry completely. But I do have 4 gold dust, which is exciting. Okay, this is getting sucked dry, so we're going to pause this. I do not want these lotuses to die or dry out, so how much do we actually have? Okay, that might not last 5 days, but we'll see. As long as I can keep my lotus situation in relatively safe status. Everything else, man, all this stuff just takes so much time. We're really not in a good position to really have too much of this going. But at the very least, the advanced sawmill cannot be constructed until we have 4 giant logs. The rest of this stuff, hopefully... Oh, 100 sunflower oil, we're screwed. Gonna take 3 cycles to get that. But the rest of it can come in, and we can start making power, and we can get everything else situated appropriately. I think we're going to end up stacking maybe 1 more of these on top, but other thing that we need to do is we need to have our power brought in appropriately here, and that's going to be... Well, it doesn't have to be a challenge, but it's probably going to end up being a challenge. Let's put a bunch of these lumberjack flags right up here. And, oh, that's actually a different height of space. Yeah, okay, we're gonna end up having problems, I'm sure, but I need to get these trees out of here, man. There's so many trees. There's so many trees. And this actually is supposed to be detonated, but it's not gone to do too much of that now, has it? Anyway, I'm trying to get power across here. And the way that this is put in here, I probably could just change this to a universal and then build platforms on the top of this path and avoid too much more grief this way. But we are going to need to get a lot of other stuff taken care of. Okay, that's done, that's done. These don't have to be marked anymore down here, but the giant sequoias do. Yeah, I think the easiest way is just going to be to come up here and just have it match the height of the path. That's going to require us to cut down some trees. I guess really just the entire rest of this, honestly. Give them a path to go all the way across. See what they can actually take care of here. Lag. I think they should be able to take care of, yeah, all that. No problem. No problem whatsoever. So this actually doesn't need to be here. Those stairs. Okay, those have been deprioritized. Thought they had been. Do we have any progress made whatsoever on it? No. Ah, that's the problem with having so much other stuff under construction. You can only do so much at one time. We're attempting to make science points here. It's not exactly going fantastically well. Weird Udon is made where? Not here. I do not remember which building it is that makes it. But I suppose instead what we should probably be checking on is... Oh, it's the gristmill, just straight up. I thought it had to be cooked somewhere. Nenafars, once again, can never have enough of those. But that's what's supposed to make the weird udon. Alright. They still haven't made the mechanics lodges. What are they building? Honestly. Like, what are they even working on right now? This, of course, has absolutely nothing done to it. Like, what? I am completely at a loss as to what they could possibly be constructing at this exact moment in time. This isn't going because it's full of sky exploration points, huh? Got 120 of these guys. Alright. Well, that's a considerable quantity. This doesn't even have any progress made toward it. Like, come on, man. 90% of these giant sequoia logs, we're going to need to cut them down, so I probably... we have all these platforms that haven't been constructed yet. Alright. Well, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and just get this prioritized because these take so long to grow, you absolutely want to cut them down as soon as possible. If you can. The rest of the stuff, I guess we just need to go ahead and bite the bullet on, huh? We probably are going to need more trees at some point soon. And I'm not going to help that if I just keep making these crappy platforms instead of using the regular platforms because I want to save my scaffolding because scaffolding's really annoying to make. But we might actually be at the point now where it's better for me... Oh, okay, that's dried out. It's better for me to have the scaffolding get used. This uses 2 logs and 4 planks to make 1 scaffolding. So that's actually substantially less wood to build a scaffolding. I mean, of course it is, but you know how this goes. So I will take my platforms, not my scaffoldings. Take my platforms... Just have this go all the way over here. Have to take the tall platforms here and here. And then over that as well. And then we know we can make the straight power shafts. And that's not going to be a problem. We just have to leave room for the high power shafts. Which will go here and here. And then once this is all fully complete, then I can replace the vertical to straight power shaft with a universal. And this will go all the way across. I'm not currently planning on putting another iron ore drill right here, just because this path is too convenient to have. But we obviously can put it somewhere else in the future if we want to. It's not the end of the world. Plus, the demand for iron is not nearly as high as the demand for coal. I think we're doing okay. These are both prioritized by haulers. This has nothing coming out anyway because it doesn't have drill bits. Why is it so hard to make drill bits? It's got to be the sunflower oil. That has to be it. Yep. Yep, it's sunflower oil. It always is. Always, always, always is. Hey, there's wine left. Okay, I guess they're not making enough strong alcohol then, are they? Well, it's fine. The clinic is making antibiotics, kind of, except we don't have mushroom juice. Did get a comment saying, hey, you know, you can just make the medical beds without having the clinic, right? And then I have to admit that I did not remember that was a thing. So, I think we're just going to have to... Okay, these dry out anyway. Let's just get rid of them. I do have to wonder, though... Oh, of course, they have all this tar on the ground they're not doing anything with. Yeah, see, look at all our gears. We actually lost our gears, because now this is making... Oh, look at the animation here. That's fun. We've got the box going in. That's neat. This is supposed to be making robot parts, which it has started making. In fact, we've got 40 of them, which is great news, but it is consuming a large quantity of gears. It will consume 3 gears per hour if we let it. And, of course, this Mechanics Lodge isn't actually making anything right now because it's not built. But it takes 10 hours to make 1 gear. So we're probably going to want to not continue making too many robot parts with this guy. Instead, we should take a look at his other recipes and see if there's anything better here. I mean, I can't really... oh, hold on. 25 berries. I'm sorry, not grapes. 25 grapes are down here. 25 grapes and 5 water gives us 30 grape juice in 0.03 hours. This is substantially slower in the screw press. Well, 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 how the turntables. Multi-juice processing. I thought it was like, what? Where'd they get that rainbow water from? No, that's lag. Yeah, okay. I think we're going to want our assembly line to start making grape juice. Except I don't have a lot of grapes to squeeze. I got 21, but a batch of it is 25 in both of those, so I guess that really doesn't matter. But when we want to stop making robot parts, that's probably what we're going to end up doing with this. We can make chess pieces. I can only assume those are chess pieces. Wooden toys. Okay, of course they're not going to know what chess is. Shell necklaces, that's like a import stuff thing. You can get the seashells. Coconut milk. We don't have coconuts. Yeah, but the robot parts is good. It's very, very, very good to have those because we need to have 10 each for the clockwork hydroponic farms. And we have the robotic controllers, and we have all this other stuff. I think that's what that's called. Clockwork robotic controllers. Yep. So we can actually make one of these just as soon. We have the science. We just have to be able to power the thing. And I know I wanted to have that done before we were finished today. So I did say I was going to build a bunch of stuff over here. So let's take a look at... Of course, it's not going to show me while there's stuff here. I'm going to unplant 5 by 5 here. This would be 4. So I could put 2 next to each other if I can just get rid of dynamite here. Well, not get rid of the dynamite. You know what I'm getting at. And then put a triple here. I do not have extra nitroglycerin, so it's going to have to be the singles again. But that is going to require that we cut through our little area here to get to the rest of this. Or I waste my time getting ladders over here. But putting 2 of these right next to each other is going to be a smart thing. And then you stack them on the mega platforms. And we're going to lose a lot of our cabbages from being grown, but it's going to be so much better. So much better to have all these things completely automated. Still is going to take a little bit of time, though, so that's fine. Giant log bridges. Hold on. Oh, that's a cool structure. Half a sequoia artistically stuck between two supporting structures. That's cool. And it has lights on it. Neat. And then that's a 4 long. Oh, yes. I love this mod so much. 97%. 97%. And look, it's going to be pretty close within a couple days of my... Oh, it's going to be the start of cycle 45. I know, I can do basic arithmetic. Sometimes. So this will take care of itself. No parts have been delivered for this. No parts have been delivered for this. Cycle 45 has begun, which means just about immediately, as soon as this is taken care of, we can start diverting our good water. We are out completely of water. But I believe that's going to be clean enough. We'll just have to let that exist as it is. Come over here to... Yeah, that's ugly. Of course, they still haven't done anything with this. But this is, for the most part, I think going to have to be good enough. It's going to be so diluted by the time it gets back down here anyway. I don't think it matters. There's also not really anything growing in here that is going to be able to be killed by it, so... away we go. Poison-ish. It's fine. We just need this to be back up and running again. Oh, man. Oh, that sucks. That's such a pain. 12 days. 12 days to regrow all of this. That's this whole cycle, man. Maybe I should have had these things turned on, but also we were out of water, so I guess it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Oh, gonna make me invent new words. Oh, hello, Balloon Man. Alright. 98%, that's fine. Man, come on. That is a huge pain. Alright, I'm gonna say, you know what, it's time for explosions. So... I know this is not the correct way to do this, but at this point, click. Thank you. At this point, we just kind of can't care. They got to be able to get up here. Put our dynamite in. You can't reach it, too far from the district. Yeah, cry about it. 49%. All right, goodbye. I'm not going to wait for that. Got to put in a staircase there. Because I want to build clockwork hydroponic farms before we are finished with this episode. It's already at 55 minutes. Well, it'll be a little bit less when I cut loading time out, but yeah. I know you guys continually say you're a fan of the long episodes, but there is a limited amount of time I actually have to record these, especially on the weekends. Wow, we actually made a terrain block. Stop the presses. Let them know. Let them know. Oh, I digress. There's probably in no universe am I going to be able to do longer than an hour and a half. And this one probably is just going to go until I have the giant... not giant. The other stuff take... Wow! Okay. That's a giant sequoia. Look how huge this is. What do you mean there's nobody working here? It's your time to shine. Come chop the trees down. All right, David Cummings, you're the new employee on duty today to single-handedly take down this enormous multi-hundred-foot-tall tree. Wowee, that actually looks really cool. I mean, we saw these in the last playthrough, but man, that's a big tree. That is a very... big tree. Alright, so, what's up, dude? Oh, you're inside the tree to cut it down? Somehow I don't think that's how that's supposed to work. But, you know what? You do you, man. If that's the method that works for you, then who am I to say no? I imagine this is probably going to take a very, very, very long time to cut down. But, man, there's not really much else I can get away with right now. Okay, so there it goes, and then carries a tiny log, and now it's a big log. And I guess he's got to go to bed now. But now you can see, holds 5 giant logs. We have one of them. And at some point, for the eventual heat death of the universe, we will have a sawmill to cut it in half. Make a bunch of logs out of it. See, look at all this wood we've been using. So many different things required. Like, they haven't built any of this. Man, come on. Everything takes time. Sometimes it takes too much time. Okay, so they definitely can't reach this. I'm going to have to... Okay, I'm going to have to kill some plants here. 21%. I think if I have these 3 removed, because they're already only at like 1, 2, or 5%, I can put paths here and then they can access it. Well, this one specifically. This is still within range. I don't know if this will be in range, because I can't really unplug this. We are using more power than it generates, which I know is an issue, and I'm adding more things that consume power, but there is only so much you can do at one time. Only so much. Just gotta do what you can do. This is also going to get reconfigured with one of those large irrigation lodges. I just have to figure out how that's going to work. That is still not in range, really? Really? Okay. Well, shoot. Let's do super fertilizing irrigation tower bath. See, this is already irrigated, which is kind of the problem here. See, that has in the middle, it comes down. I could just put a ladder going up there. This doesn't attach directly to a farmhouse, but this would be the perfect spot for it. So why don't we go ahead... oh, 98% perfect. I can just unplant this. Unplant that one. That'll be nice and easy. Because once I get rid of that, then I can take the individual irrigation lodges away. Assuming that actually reaches the way I think it does. And if it doesn't, then, well, that's my fault. But I think that's going to be the easiest thing to do, is to take that out. And then I can just extend this path all the way back. Because we are going to need to have access to the entire front of this. And it just makes more sense to have straight line paths. We'll get that taken out eventually. Super fertilizing irrigation tower bath. It was actually going to let me place... There we go. Are you sure you want to unlock? Absolutely. This is a cool building. Oh, thank God it doesn't need sunflower oil. that would have been the just, you know, the icing on the cake. But this path... Ooh, oh no, there's still access. We're good. We're okay. That's got to go out of here so I can put in ladders, which we will 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a single suspension bridge so we can exploit the mechanic to build ladders on top of it. And this guy is going to irrigate the crap out of this whole area. Oh, and that's still out of range, by the way. 20%, 46%. See, now the cabbage situation is probably going to start becoming concerning here in a little bit. But how close is this? That's going to take a while for them to build it anyway. Unless I prioritize it. Let's do that. Let's prioritize it. This is already full. 5 giant logs. Okay, well, I guess it's fine. I don't really need to do anything with these anyway, but I sure could use that extra storage. So it's a never-ending problem of you don't have enough space for any of your materials. Giant log storage, eventually. So this will accept either half-cut logs or full logs. We'll, of course, do full logs here. But until that gets built, we don't have anything else to do. And I really want to replant these sequoias as soon as possible so we can get ahead on the amount of logs, because they take 50 days to grow. So maybe this needs to also be super prioritized. This is actually, aside from the enormous quantity of planks we don't have, gonna be an issue. Man, nothing is easy. Nothing is easy, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. That's not even what Hank Hill sounded like. What am I doing, man? I'm off my game. We're going to just mercilessly destroy these cabbages because we absolutely need to get back here. You don't have to have it match perfectly. Yes, I do. Stop it. You don't understand. Although if you're watching this, you probably do understand. Now would also be a great time for me to find out I need a bunch of planks for this, and I don't have them. Oh, okay, only 10. We can make that work. So, yeah, that's going to be waiting on planks for a little bit of time. How's this? No planks. Okay, so they should start building it pretty soon. That'll be good. We finally have a harvester's office, which can, well, harvest all the grapes we need to make a whole bunch of wine. Did that balloon just go through a giant sequoia tree? I don't think that's something you want to do in an aircraft. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you generally want to avoid hitting trees. At least as far as I've been told. I don't know, maybe they lied to me about it, but 10 more planks, and then yes, of course, the ladders require planks. Everything comes down to planks. Always, which is one of the reasons why the advanced sawmill is great, because one of these recipes for the advanced sawmill gives you 150 planks. That's a lot of planks. It does take a day to do it, but you know, that's just the way it goes. But you do, for that one, you do need the steel saw blade, which, guess what, gets made in the high temperature foundry, which we're not currently making. What happened to my silicon metal ingots? I had them. Okay, I have 18 of those. So if I want to make, oh yeah, okay, no, we can make the fancy steel saw blades. Let's go ahead and start doing that. Want to make sure we have those and a storage nearby. Those I think are going to be a glorious storage. So I'm going to pop that guy right there. And no, I was lied to by my own brain. No one's fault except my own. The T key does not rotate, the R key does. Thank you, touch typing. You failed me once again. What in the world do I put this thing in if it's not... It wouldn't be a warehouse, right? Okay, so why is the steel saw blade in a warehouse, but the regular saw blade's in a pile? Why is that? And it's red, so you think it would be, oh, that goes in florist. Yeah, whatever. I just needed to have a place to put it, and now I do. So this needs one more gear, and then the giant log storage will be ready to go, which means we can cut down a couple more sequoias. And we'll have 10 logs stored, and that's going to be great. One of these should have, if it's actually 2 logs per, which it is. Wait a second. How long has that been a thing? You can cut down one log every 4 days? One regular log? Oh, so if you don't want your giant sequoia feller to actually cut it down, you can, every 4 days you get, wow. Oh. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do that. Let's unmark these 3 big ones for giant sequoia feller cutting. Wait, no, that's not how that works. Of course that's not how that works. What am I... Okay. Never mind. Never mind. I've seen the error of my ways. Of course the regular lumberjack wouldn't be able to do it, but we could pause. If there's not enough storage for a giant log, we could pause the giant sequoia feller and have regular lumberjacks come and take care of that, but... Boy. Why did they get rid of these 3 first and whatever? Whatever, that's fine. This is still waiting on the planks because the planks are going to other stuff. This needs to be prioritized, because of course it does. Are they at least almost done with this? Yes, someone just needs to come finish it. But who's it going to be? So I like the idea of these constantly giving just regular logs. That would be very useful. But now this is ready to accept some more, so I think we're going to get a couple of these cut down. That is the way we go. Yep. Cool. So we're not going to worry about it too much right now. The main reason you have these is to get the giant logs, but I really don't remember that being a function of the update 4. If it was, then I'm sorry for not remembering, but that's cool. Every 4 days to get another log. All right. Slowly crawling toward this being accessible. It is. It is. Very good. Which means this no longer needs to be removed. Of course, I'm sure they're on their way right now to take care of that, but I'm going to replant my cabbages here. This is the only cabbage left at 79%, but we still don't have these dynamites put in place, so I guess it's not really that big of a deal. Once that is in place, we can get rid of these two. Hopefully it'll still irrigate. I think it's going to be fine, but I really want to see all of these. Clockwork Hydroponic Farms, Sunflower Farm. You are going right here. 2,000 science points. We have 3,200. Build it. Let's go. And the entrance is on the second level? Really? Alright. Is that the entrance there? Yeah, okay, it absolutely is. Alright, so they're gonna make me use ladders for this, huh? Well, we can put that one that way. That's going to be fine. Get this all the way this way. And then, I guess this is going to end up being another ladder here. And we will have to figure out how we're doing our power shafting here. Regular platform is probably going to be the smart thing to do. Yeah, we'll do that because we can take our... lag. We can take our power shafts. We have our straight to vertical right here. And I'm going to have it come up the front of this whole thing anyway. But we will eventually get it taken care of. So if we want to stack these, we need to be... Oh, this is going to cause problems until then. How close is this? All right. So... until we can actually do what I'm wanting to do here, we are going to have to come around the side of this here. And this is going to create an interesting issue because I can't place platforms on top of ladders. And this comes around the wrong way for this to actually be a viable thing. Unless I can put, which I don't think I can... Yeah, okay, so we're... oh, we're creating an ugly here is what we're doing. We are, alright. We're going to have this platform around here. Yeah, that's just going to be a huge pain in the butt. And it's going to result in us losing power here, but we can put everything in place before it gets to that point. I love MacGyvering. What would we call that if that show had never aired? I don't know. Vertical to straight will go here, and then we'll just have to come up from behind. Is this still connected back here? I guess it is. Yeah, okay. We can still get back here. So that's good, I suppose. Of course, that needs a staircase. More plank abuse. You know it. So, suffice to say, we have quite a bit of excitement occurring here. Oh, they can't even get to this yet. Alright. Oh, good. This is accessible. Very nice. We're immediately going to get rid of this. And it still irrigates all the way over there. Very good. Now, the real question is, does this still... Good. That was going to be such a disaster if that did not work. But it did. So, crisis averted. And this can go away. I'm going to continue to plant sunflowers here and here just because I can. And we'll return this to its original scheduled programming. This area over here is going to get, I guess, just 4 more cabbages then. But now that everything is irrigated so nicely, and it's recreation, so, you know, you're just irrigating crops with it, you might as well swim in it. Or take a bath or whatever. Unless you have really picky crops, which, I don't know. Probably don't. They are going to need to take some time to get this figured out. But we have this going here. Oh, this is still making robot parts, but it's full. No, it's not making robot parts because it does not have... Ha! It's planks. It's always been planks. All right. Grape juice it is. That's easy enough. Grape juice and water. Because we already have enough robot parts to make a bunch of these. Got 65. That's good. They're probably... Oh, yeah, here we go. Wow. Okay. Okay, 939 HP. That is surprising that that's that much. But for the interest of, you know, actually getting other stuff done, now that we know that this one by itself will do 935. I'm going to have this super deprioritized. They do need to finish building this one, because then they're not going to be able to... Actually, no, they don't. All right, so now these are all super deprioritized. This can also be super deprioritized. I want them to build the clockwork hydroponic farm because we've been working toward this for a very long time. So let's get that done. That probably needs to be a priority. We have so much stuff still that has to be taken care of that we can't currently take care of. This needs to be prioritized. It's too far from a district, so is this actually... Oh, yikes. Okay. That's gonna cause a problem. So, I completely forgot about this being a thing. No wonder that doesn't work. So much stuff we have to just tolerate. Right? Alright, remove the stairs. Get rid of this chestnut tree immediately. I know it's going to take them 800 years to do it, but get rid of that immediately. Then I can put something else here, and then this has to also go over there. It's a process, remember? It's always a process, but that's done at the very least, so I can come in here with these and super prioritize them, because that's always a quick process when it is a single item. And then they'll be able to build stuff. But of course, to get to it, they've got to have the stairs back. And of course, that gets put in a location they can't get to it. Alright, so now we prioritized everything, and they'll eventually get to it. They're in the process of filling this up. Dynamite. Once again, one more dynamite. And then we'll be ready to have 2 of these side by side. Unless, and oh, I really hope this isn't the case, they're different shapes. That would be truly evil. Okay, no, good. Good, 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 good. You know, realistically, probably am going to have both of these on the bottom level be sunflowers. Because they make a little more than 1 sunflower seed per hour, but I think the amount that we need to be squeezing in order to make the sunflower oil is substantially higher than that. So probably what's going to happen is this is going to get turned into its own whole thing and so on and so forth, but it is what it is. It's the way she goes. Do we really need to have all these platforms absolutely everywhere? Yeah, the answer is probably no. But for the time being, it's what we have access to until I can have platforms, the mega platforms on top of these, which actually, hold on, that's not there. Is that in, that's a bridge platform. Where's my mega platforms? Is that under advanced buildings? Yes. And that needs the 50 firefly juice, which has to be made in the firefly grooming station, which needs the larvae or whatever. Insect larvae. I think larvae is already plural, but whatever. Yeah, okay. And that also needs human meat. Oh, no. Yikes. What'd you do in the beaver game today? Oh, yeah, you know, we harvested human meat and used it to breed fireflies. You what? Oh, no, I promise it's not like that. You idiot! You idiot! How? How did you even manage to get... Okay. Serenity now. All right. Build the staircase here to get this guy out of there. Man! All right. That's going to be one of the next things, I suppose. Why not just super prioritize it? Why not? Everything's a priority until nothing is. Oh, I love that meme so much. Okay, these guys have nothing to do anymore, so go do something else. No, don't click on you. Click on the... Stop it. No, I want to click on... There we go. So much fun. We do have fun here, though. We really do. 74%. Man, it's so irritating when these die. God, it's so irritating. All right. Yeah, I didn't even turn that guy back on just because of that. But 8-day bad tide is one of the longer ones, so I guess it could have been worse. See, I haven't even... You know, I cleared this out at the beginning of the episode so I could build medical beds. And I didn't do it. So I know we'll probably need more than what I'm putting in here, but at least they'll be able to build this. Requires haulers, of course it does. Bramble flowers, which we have. Half-fermented sake, we technically have. And this one requires basic balm, which we might have. Well, I have antibiotics. Basic balm is made in the Alchemist, yes, but this one's making nitroglycerin, so I can make more dynamite, which I do still desperately need. So, well, it's not built yet. It's not a problem. Okay, so this is actually complete, but it doesn't have access to anything. All right. Do I have enough? You know what? I can't afford to get this power out of here, so... We're just going to do the dumb thing and build a ladder for it. I guess it's fine. That still is in the corner. 93%. No reason to get rid of it, I guess. They haven't built anything else. Let's check our fool's gold area over here. Okay, so we have 2. In one episode, we have 2 of these put in, and almost a third. The logs for all... Okay, not all of these, but a lot of these are in. This is going to have a platform to connect to the platform, which I don't know that I can actually... Nope, can't do that. There's no chance that was going to work. So this one is going to have to wait on another terrain block. Which, you know, people left comments saying, you know, you can use those levee blocks to do this, but they have to go off of land that's next to them. So I think what's going to happen is... Okay, well, I already built these and I don't want to get rid of them, so... Maybe we'll use those for the center here. Yeah, because I'm going to have to take them off of regular stuff anyway. Or I could just swallow my pride for the umpteenth time. And just, yeah. Okay. That's what we'll do. It'll just be so much cheaper to do it this way. We'll do it this way. We'll do it this way. The pain, the agony. That's gonna be so expensive. Okay, it's just 16 logs. They can still grab that. You don't have to blast it, it's already there. Yes, but... Oh wait, I can just do this. Okay, so we're gonna know. We're gonna know that this is wrong, but at least it's finished. At least it's finished. Oh, why are you the way that you are? Why are you the way that you are? That is... Oh, please don't go in the middle. Okay, good. We're just gonna choose to do this the way that will take substantially less time. Alright, you guys won. Of course, the middle is going to have its own column, and then we can go from either side on that, but I believe this is going to work. Hopefully. It'll take a lot less time, at the very least. So let's abandon that for right now, because I do not want to think about it again. Do these have different heights? They sure do. Very cool. Of course, this hasn't been finished yet. Is this in the corner gone? It is. Again, I ask, what in the insert whatever here is happened to my builders, and why are they so slow? Now, I think they can build off of that, specifically the corner. But I put that there. Okay. So I don't know if this is actually still a problem or not, but there was a while you could not build or access this side of the ladder because, well, the ladder's there. So that's what's going to be there. And I know this is suboptimal. I know I've committed crimes against Skrymer and her people by building this, but we gotta be able to do it, man. We gotta be able to do it. There's just so much that we haven't been able to get accomplished because we've been waiting on this. It's got to happen. Alright, dynamite's done. Come clean up your mess. And while we have the extra water, I hope you guys don't get mad at me building more than one clockwork hydroponics sunflower seed farm, but we really need to have more than one of these. Now we've all sorts of other stuff we could build instead, like the lily farms, and probably that's going to be better, but you know what would really be funny? Is if I flooded this and drowned the lilies that way. Oh, that would be hilarious. I would laugh so hard. By so hard, I mean not at all. This primitive dam is in place, so that's good. We have a drought coming in 3 days. We have 5,600 water. We're going to need more. But I did, I got these going, and oh, man. Well, okay, these are built at the very least, so they can put their water somewhere else. These are... I'm going to prioritize that as a supply. You know what I still didn't do? I still didn't build this stupid... Oh, boy. Well, at the very least, you can't tell me I haven't tried. I haven't always succeeded, but I've always tried. For better or for worse. Alright, so this is actually getting constructed. All I really need now, before anything else gets done, is to construct this. So we can actually run this thing. I know it's not producing that much power, but we need to have... This is a... Alright, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This is the most fundamental need for this playthrough right now, is to have this clockwork hydroponic sunflower farm operating. And I sure hope we can get that done in the next couple of minutes, because I really should not have these videos be longer than an hour and a half. I know people keep saying, oh, watch any length video ever, but not everyone's like that. And I do appreciate those of you who say that. It validates me. I guess the correct term would be it enables me to make bad choices or ill-advised choices. I'm not gonna necessarily say bad, but definitely ill-advised choices. Anyway, man, there's just so much power being generated by this, and I need it to be ran over here. So, oh, this actually is good to go. Okay, okay. All right. So, I know I keep coming up with ways to, you know, just not get anything done. But this, oh, they can't reach this. Well, yeah, they can. All right. This is marked for cutting. Why can't they get down here? Okay, well, get rid of all this garbage here. Did I not mark these for cut? I did. They just haven't gotten to it. We need to run power this whole way. I know this hasn't actually been finished yet. This is not going to get done today, but it is important to me that I demonstrate to you that I am actually not completely insane. I ran out of things to say about that, so we're just gonna do our best, right? That's about all you can ever do. So this has to get done. They just are busy building other stuff because I only have so many builders, but I didn't think it was that dire of a situation with the builders. Okay, they haven't even been able to make any steel saw blades. Is it the iron ore is the problem? Probably. But there's 1,000 coal in this bad boy. That's looking good. All right, are they gonna even have a chance at doing this? Too far from a district. See, I thought this was gonna work. Am I gonna have to? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to just straight overhang it. I'm gonna have to game the system. But now that I know that doesn't work, get rid of that garbage. They just need to be able to come in here from this thing to build this thing. Then eventually we'll get it figured out. We do actually have over 6,000 water. And none of it's going... Oh, they're going to... You know what they're going to do is they're going to build this. They're going to build this during the drought and use up all of our water. Oh, I hate this. I gotta pause it. I gotta pause it so that doesn't happen. So we'll leave that alone. I'm still desperately trying... Alright, well this also now has to be super prioritized. That's going to be a high power shaft. That's going to be another high power shaft. This is going to be another high power shaft. Right here. And then all we've got to do is build. Okay, so these can go away. So I can actually preset all of these with the exception of that one, because they still have to be able to get into the corner. Why did I rotate that? Alright, so they got to be able to get over here, so... Oh, man. This is what happens when you make bad choices. I don't have a lot of wood here. I only have 19 platforms, because part of this is going for platforms. Ah, man. See, this is... I always do this to myself. Alright. I'm going to suddenly remember that I have the ability to, you know, have power go up and over things. Okay, that's got to go up here, and then I've got to put it on platforms, which I really don't have the wood to be using. Where's all my wood going? Where's all my wood going? I know it's not being completely wasted like this. Okay, that's in the process at the very least. See, I'm trying to do too much at once. I'm almost certain it's what's happening here. That's not using wood. But we are just hemorrhaging wood. I know we've been... excuse me. Been building a whole bunch of... man, absolute nonsense. But... I know if I don't take care of this right now, it's going to become a huge problem. So, platform. Tall platform. Regular platform. This only has to have, okay, 5-day drought. We're looking okay. This only has to have, if I'm concerned about platforms, it only has to be able to cross here. And then that has to go here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Those take 12 logs? Whoa, whoa, okay. Maybe I don't want to have a bunch of these. But at the same time, I kind of have to. Okay. All right. Well, that's not the high power shaft's problem that it takes a lot of materials to build. It's just the way it goes. At least they can build this. All right. So yeah, this is not getting done today, but it is still going to be fewer logs to build it this way than it would be to do it any other way. So we will just let that be a thing. And I gotta end this episode like you would not believe. I got stuff to do today. I got so much stuff to do. But the beavers demand sacrifice, as they always do. Finish this. Finish it immediately. Then we can finally be done with this. Come on, man. Come on, I'm dying here. I'm dying here. Oh, they're only supplying so much power, but we have the batteries. Oh no. Oh, this is bad. Batteries are already they're already drained. All that. Keenan and Kel. Turn on the engine. That's the only thing that can save us now. Alright, well, it's already kind of... yeah, this frustrates me deeply. I think I can get away with putting this here. Okay. As we finish today's episode, we will watch as they build these last few bits of necessary power shafting, and then we can finally start with our clockwork hydroponic sunflowers. So, I appreciate you very much for watching into episode 40 of this series. We have plenty more to go, but truthfully, I could not do it without you guys and without the Beard Boosters subsidizing this insanity. So, thank you. Seriously, thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting this channel, supporting my nonsense antics here, and making it possible for us to do this extremely long and deep dive into the Waterbeaver series, because this is a really fun mod. I've said it a billion times, but it truthfully is. And you just are not going to be able to do this any other way than people deliberately saying, yes, I like this particular brand of certified insanity, and I want to endorse it. So you guys have made it possible. I really, really appreciate it. Outside of this, we have the Folktales series wrapping up this next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, last 3 episodes. Going to try to get the rest of the map green and do a couple other neat things, and then we'll wrap that guy up. We've got a bonus Roller Coaster Tycoon episode coming on Tuesday, and then after that, we have more satisfactory fun stuff Thursday, Thursday evenings for the time being. I'm going to try my best to have satisfactory streams and all sorts of other fun stuff. But, look what's hooked up. Just in time for there to be absolutely no power. But it's hooked up. We just can't run anything. So, yeah, I guess we're okay. Kind of. We got some methane stored here that can go into the engine, but the haulers have to put it there. And then we'll be able to see this going. Slowly and poorly, but it is going to be going. Oh man alive, what a journey it has been to get our clockwork hydroponic sunflower farms. But it's operating incredibly slowly, but it's operating. It's operating. We have sunflowers. All right, that's truthfully it. That's all we have time for today. We'll pick this up again in Thursday's episode, but again, thanks for being here. Have a great day, whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your time. Stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.